come from collecting our natural fibres to see if they've caught any little baby mussels. And baby mussels, spat, they're tiny, Brad. So here in the lab we've got all the technology that we need to be able to see them. But before we get on to having a closer look, can you tell us a bit more about a mussel's life cycle?
Yeah, so the life cycle of mussels begins when the adult mussels release their eggs and sperm into the water column. And then when the eggs meet the sperm, the eggs are fertilised and they develop into what we call larvae. And they'll drift throughout the water column for anywhere between sort of 4 and 6 weeks before they undergo what we call primary settlement, which is when the mussels transition from larvae into basically baby mussel spat.
Right, and when you say primary settlement, I guess that's when they're going to stick to something and grow?
Yeah, so they undergo metamorphosis and they produce a shell and then they attach to a substrate. And then in the wild it tends to be really filamentous seaweeds, such as red seaweeds, and then they'll sort of stay there until they grow to a slightly larger size.
Okay, so it's all about, for farming mussels,
Yep.
trying to get something that they'll attach to.
Yeah, so farmers have produced plastic ropes which mimic the natural structure of the seaweeds, which encourage spat to attach to them, and that allows them to catch the spat and truck them to the farms throughout the country where they can grow them on.
Right. So in terms of a natural fibre,
Yep.
we obviously can make lots of plastic rope,
Yep.
but the natural fibre would be better than the plastic, not just from a pollution point of view, but because mussels like something natural?
Yeah, mussels like anything that's really fibrous and sort of hair-like in structure, and using natural fibres has the obvious benefit of not shedding plastic particles into the water column.
Excellent. And can we have a closer look at one?
Spat?
Yes.
Yep. So this here is a mussel spat that have settled onto the fibres that we hung out. And as you can see, they like to explore the substrate that they've attached to, so they tend to crawl along the fibres and make sure they're happy with where they're settled before they decide to attach permanently.
And isn't it neat to be able to see its little foot and how it moves around to try and search for something to attach to? So Brad, I guess this is all part of the research, but successful in the fact that your natural fibres have caught some spat.
Yeah, so mussel spat tend to really explore the substrate that they settle onto quite actively. And you can see it sort of extends its muscular foot and then pulls itself along to make sure whatever it's settled onto it's happy with. But yeah, this is looking pretty promising that these fibres have caught some spat so far.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Kia ora. Thanks for showing us that.